Howdy-o, what do you know? It is Rabbit of ScrubLeet Academy, and we are back in Dido today, and today we're going to be going ahead and continuing with the Monster Manual. Now, we've only got 6 entries remaining, which is pretty impressive. I remember when I said that way back, 150,000 years ago, with the Quarry video, where I said, we only got 6 entries left, guys, and then they brought out a new monster manual, which is awesome because it's content for me. So, if you haven't guessed what we're farming here today, we're not actually farming dretches or like the fire demons or anything like that. We're not bothering with any of that stuff. We're actually going to go ahead and farm Mariliths, and we're just getting rid of as much of this as possible. Just a few thousand there, a little bit overkill, not a big deal. Alright, so we're getting through this as quickly as possible, which is why I went on this character rather than Carter, who is my usual character for this kind of stuff. We need this one, AoE. Getting through it as fast as possible because I'm trying to time out and see whether or not this is better than Extraplanar Palace, which is the other place you can go to do this kind of stuff. In Extraplanar, it takes a few minutes to get to the first Marilith. Now, I will mention there is no good spot to farm Mariliths. None whatsoever. The game just doesn't have those options right now. And that's unfortunate, but, well, you do what you can, really. You do what you can. I'm just sort of testing out some new spells here. As you can tell, I'm not really... Oh, nice. Get that second wave. There we go. I'm not really concerned about the time frame, but... Or at least the time it would take me to do these challenges. But I am concerned about the time compared to doing it with the, extraplanar stuff, and seeing if we can get this done quicker to see if this is actually a more efficient place to farm. I don't expect it will be, but I'm kind of going through the dungeon, testing things out really quickly just to make sure. There we go. Now we've got another portal over here, and we've been in here about a minute and change right now. We haven't been here too long, so I'm just sort of timing it out, seeing if this is a better option. Worst case, I'll show you the Extraplanar and see how it goes there. We'll just get rid of that guy. He was well out of our range. But we are getting a lot of slayers here, as you can tell, and this character is way more suited to slaying than Carter ever was. And now we've got one more wave, it looks like, and then we should be good. Boom, let's get them all, and we can just head right in here. I like those, 54k, very nice numbers. So, it's gonna spawn right here, which means we can just drop that to get rid of at least 2 waves worth. Now we're getting a lot of flesh renders and a lot of fire, the fire demon dudes. We're getting rid of a lot of those, so it's actually going pretty well. And we can just stand here because this character could just heal over the blades. Takes a lot of damage from them, but heals constantly, so it doesn't really matter. He is going to be pretty annoying to deal with, so why don't we just go ahead and drop that on him. So the area we actually want to explore is the cavern opening above. So we're going up here and heading all the way around the circle. Normally you go there for the boss fight, but we're going in here for the optional. And we're just going to see how long it takes us to get to her, but I don't think it's going to be too long. We'll just blast that. Locate the missing arc. Oh, that is not how you spell Arcanoloth. Oh, no it is not. Archanalith. I feel like they might need to take a look at that, honestly. Before I do that, actually I'm going to go ahead and test out if Yarliths are actually part of the next one. By the way, this is going to be a bit of a spoiler for our next video, but we still have not done Hellcats, and Yarliths definitely are not part of them, because we didn't even get an alert for them. Unfortunately, we don't really have an extra option for that. Speak to Mythant in the nearby cell. She's not super tough to get to, honestly. Boom, she's done. And then we should have our Marilith Slayer. Yes, and we got our Marilith Hunter right there. Very nice. So we have a whole 17 kills for Mariliths throughout the entire account. And that one took us a few minutes to reach, so it wasn't actually very ideal. Why don't we go ahead and try out my other strategy and see if that one's a little better. So here we are. We are at the Dragon's Horde. You can choose the Dragon's Horde buying time or labor shortage. I think the Dragon's Horde is probably one of the faster ones, probably, but I haven't timed them all out, so maybe you'll find a slightly faster way of doing this. But you want to make sure that you grab these torches, because we need to get our 100 quota as fast as possible. That's the big thing. Now it's going to be a little slower, because I still have to put the torches on there. It's going to be a little slower. And generally, you don't know exactly what the best option is, but I do see a purple down here, and I think we want to grab that pretty much right away. and throw a meteor swarm at that animated armor, just to get rid of him and prevent these mobs from causing any problems. Now we're on a really low difficulty setting, but I am liking this sort of area here. Can we get it? Yes, it can. We're on a low difficulty setting, so anything that we kill, we can basically just walk up and hit it, which is effective for us, which works out very well. But let's see what we've got up here first. We'll look and see. I'm seeing a couple of purples. If they can get over to these, then that would be good for that as well. But we're not really on a great section. But we're already at 21, so I'm thinking this is already going to be the better spot to farm out. We're just going to get rid of him before he annoys my kobolds too much. And, I don't know, grab an extra... We'll grab an extra 2 incense torches just to try and push things further. I think they probably have gotten that purple already. No, they did not. And this one has better purple, so we're going to head down here. So the best way to do that is just generally, as soon as you get into darkness, this is the area we want to go to. You're going to want to drop your torches. And now we're not doing this whole dungeon, we're just getting that quota to 150. That's really what we're dealing with here. And I think this place here, we could probably just go ahead. We'll let that kobold grab one more, and then we'll just drop it entirely and head down here. Now, the more I think about it, the more I realize probably just because the quota is a little lower, you'd be able to get 100 crystals and the other two a lot easier than you could get 150, but whatever. Whatever, it's a small benefit, really. So we'll let the kobolds go down there. Dropping some barrels for them would speed things up as well. So keep that in mind. You can always speed up this process. But we are going way faster than we were before. It took us about 5 minutes to get what we needed before. And we're already at 50. We're already at 60. So yes, if we have a teleporter, if we have more barrels, it's generally better. Just keep that in mind. You can speed through this even quicker than I'm doing right now. And it shouldn't be all that difficult. And this actually gets more difficult the more players you have. If you know how to do this quest by yourself, it's actually a better quest for you. We're going to go ahead and grab a teleporter and just, like, I don't know, a bunch of barrels. They're cheap. There we go. Get rid of him. And that way we can just go ahead and put our teleporter there, put our barrels there, and just start dropping them as you go. And drop a teleporter, like, right here, sure. We'll speed things up a little bit and try to get some barrels going on here. Now, we want our kobolds to be as suited up as possible, because they will just start... Oh, I'm a double barrel kobold. I love it. They will just start gathering much quicker. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Let's get rid of those Arcanoloths, which I completely whiffed on that attack. I've whiffed on 3 attacks! Oh my goodness! Just die! Alright, there we go. Throw this down here. Now, this is okay for outsiders, but just okay. It's not amazing. Now, you should see that we're getting a lot more, and they're going straight for the purples, which is really nice. A lot of them tend to focus on the purples. We're going to get a ton more of these, which is great. We're just going to see if any of them are screaming. It looks like they're probably fine. And we got, oh my goodness, get back to base camp. Jeez, that is excellent right there. So let's go ahead and we'll bring this a little further along, and I think we'll just go ahead and drop the teleporter right here. So we're pretty much at the quota. I'm just going to let them come up here, and I'm going to race up here and head back to base camp. I have D-Door, but there's not really much point in sticking around. We're not bothering with anything else. Grab an Arcanoloth. There we go. So we've acquired our quota, and that's what happens is we immediately get the lady. Where is she? Devashta. And she's heading up, so we'll just go ahead and just use a Freezy Ray and destroy her. And that's an entire one right there. Now, if you noticed from the previous section of this video, you know that she already counted, but I just wanted to show that Devashta does count. We were at 7 and 1, now we're at 8 and 2. So yeah, if you want to continue with the dungeon after that, you're free to, but you don't really need to. That's pretty much all we came in for. They are not really feasible to get right now, Mariliths, but if you really, 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 really wanted to farm them, then this is probably your best option. I would say this is the best option, and then if you wanted to go into Demon Assault, if you wanted to go into Demon Assault, that's also another option. And here is our double feature for the day. We're in Immortality Lessons. Now, this one's a little weird just because, I mean, these are not very frequent creatures either, so they're good to fit in with the Mariliths section as well. as both of them are pretty much unachievable, using current dungeons anyway. We might be able to get them in the future, but maybe not quite now. Now is they're pretty much not, you know, they're not a likely scenario. I should probably include what these actually are. These are gnomes. We're doing gnomes today, so Feywild is pretty much the only place for them, but we can still get a decent number of them here, hopefully anyway, hopefully. So we'll just get through that, sure, whatever I guess this will have to do. We're going to avoid that and go straight over here. Reveler Rowdies and Reveler Illusionists and all that fun stuff, they're the ones we really want. So Metal Lantern, Wooden Torch. We want the Wooden Torch. Let's go ahead and choose the torch. Read the note. We got our thing. It would be nice if we could actually farm Fomorians as well if they put those in, but I don't think that they will. Anyway, he's gone. So let's go ahead and just keep moving. We'll just leave the fruit right there, the pies and stuff. We want to showcase this. So 67 is what we're currently at. We have some Rowdies. We can go ahead and get rid of them. Now we're at 70. Very quick there, but we don't really have that many, so we need to go downstairs and get a few more. We'll go down here, we'll open this up real quick, head down here, and just activate them under the bridge here. And we can get rid of pretty much everything there, which is going to give us one more. Now, normally if you want items, you can go in here, but we're not going for that just yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go this way. And you have a couple more Reveler Illusionists. Now, I'm actually killing them with AoE, so I'm not super concerned about, you know, not getting them as I just run through. But the problem with these gnomes is that they're like piecemeal here and there, and that's kind of obnoxious. There's not really a specific room we can go and farm them out in. We just kind of got to go all over the place and see what's up. We got Boris, and there are two there that counted, but Boris himself does not, despite the fact that if red caps counted, they would be so much easier to deal with. Red caps do not count, so we can't actually get them. So gnomes are extraordinarily unfeasible, but this is the spot I found that seems to be the best option. And let's see what we've gotten so far. So we started off with, what, 68? So we've only got 84. We haven't gotten that many. The great thing about them is there's only 1,600 that you need, but the problematic thing is that it's going to take you a while. So this is one of those that if you're going to farm it at present, I would suggest you do it sort of here and there to save yourself all the trouble and to save yourself a whole hell of a lot of, you know, annoyance and boredom. Farming is not a very exciting prospect. But there you have it. Gnomes and Mariliths, at least for now, those are really the only options that you have. But you can still farm them out because neither one particularly requires a high number of them. They just require you to spend a lot of time getting to them and just kind of, you know, grinding them out. That being said, if you enjoyed this, hit that like button, share this video everywhere you can, and don't forget to smack that notification button to stay up to date on all my stuff. If you are up for a bit of exploring, I do have a channel on Odyssey, which is a YouTube alternative, where I tend to post news and other related things that may or may not show up on YouTube. So I'll have a bit of a reason for you to keep going back and forth between the two. And you can always stop by on Twitter or Discord or Twitch and just see what's going on. Basically, just click everything in the description and go adventuring. Finally, especially for these two, if you have anything that you know, any locations you know that these two might spawn in more effectively, go ahead and drop a comment and maybe we could get this discussion rolling. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.